Welcome to Rapid Rants episode 28, man. We're gonna be talking about a church that went viral for hosting wrestling matches in between hymns during service. It's a wild situation. And also they're talking about ending daylight savings times. There's a lot to talk about. Let's start right on that first topic, wrestling in church.
A church is going viral for hosting live wrestling in the middle of their sermons. St. Peter's Church is getting mixed reviews on their method of getting new congregants through their door. Body slams happen inside the ring while baptisms happen outside of it. The hope is the live wrestling matches that happen in between prayer will attract people who wouldn't normally go to church. The founder of Kingdom Wrestling says it makes perfect sense because people often wrestle with their faith, but they also tell stories directly from the Bible, like David and Goliath in the ring. People online are a mixed bag with how they feel about it, but what do you think?
Bro, I'm sorry, but the wrestling with your faith thing, that you pushed
he
it a
was
step
reaching
too far
for
that.
Yo, that thing is fire.
I know, bro. Like, that's your dream. You would be the most avid member of that church.
What cracked me up about it is I'm just trying to think, because I'm a huge wrestling fan, obviously. Mm-hmm. So even though, you know, when you get into the art of it, they have to pretend to be completely angry with the person that they're fighting. In the name of Jesus, bless you. It's like,
are they praying for who's gonna win though? Like, that's what I pray, that I win this battle.
I feel like this will turn them away from the faith. Yo, I'm just saying, why did you walk away? Well, I fought all the time and I prayed that Jesus would help me win, and I lost every single match. Where was he then? People would be losing their minds.
I do want to hear like the taglines though, like do you smell what God is cooking?
Eat, pray, wrestle. Like, that's what his shirt said.
I think the Stone Cold line would just be normal. John 3:16 says,
right? He's custom made for this. He was a visionary, man. He saw it coming.
Would you join this church?
Yeah, I would, because I understand.
You would.
I feel like I understand the concept, though, even though I'm joking and having fun with it. But I believe, like, the sport alone, like, because I'm into it, I know the history of it, and not just the average watcher and viewer. Like, you can do the greatest thing between, the story of good and evil, and obviously it's scripted. When people that call it fake are morons. Let one of them come slap you across the chest and tell me how fake it feels. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and try one of them. You know what I'm saying? I love, that girl, Mia Khalifa is her name. She, the one that used to be a porn star, Mia Khalifa. She used to be online all the time. Oh, wrestling is fake. So they invited her and was like, come on down and train with us one day. So she agreed to take some of the simple things, like the chop to the chest, the body slam, and she was in so much pain, sore for like the next month. It is, even though it's scripted, the outcomes are scripted, but it's like, to hit someone without actually killing them is an art form,
So what's the art form be, like hitting someone with a chair? Like, how does that work?
See, now,
all right.
We're digressing.
Wrestling, all that. We're going off topic here. I want to talk about this being in church, man. Like, that's the craziest situation. And for me, like, no, I wouldn't go to this church. I don't like wrestling, but that's really besides the point. I don't know, the idea of like mega churches, which this clearly is a mega
Yeah.
church, is
Yeah.
the amount of money that they spend on their services and the events that they have and everything, like, and the building itself. I mean, these are like $2-3 million buildings.
Yeah.
The amount of good that they could be doing in their community with the amount of money,
But some of them
tax-free
do.
money that they have.
Some of them do. Like, I always say there's good and bad in everything. I know there are some mega churches that are complete scams, but there are some that I know for a fact they actually go out. I have family members and friends that go on these different mission trips, and they go to like Haiti and they go to Africa and they do these things, and they do a whole lot. So yes, that building fund does cost a crap load of money, but they put on great events. They can get a lot of people to spread the word, and a lot of them actually go and do these things in the community. So, but it's both.
We might just have to make that a whole nother topic for another day.
Facts.
All right, let's start that second topic.
That was dope.
Donald Trump is looking to eliminate daylight saving time. So let's dive into what that would actually look like. First off, we're not gaining or losing daylight. The Earth is going to rotate. It's going to do its thing. We're just changing our sunrise and our sunset time. So we are shifting that time an hour. We don't actually gain more daylight or lose more daylight. So it ultimately becomes a preference. Do you want earlier sunrises in summer and earlier sunsets, or would you rather have later sunsets in winter? Let's just focus on getting rid of daylight saving time. So that means we keep standard time all year. So we already have standard time in winter. So nothing about that would change. The sunset times that we currently experience in winter would stay the same. We just wouldn't set our clocks forward in spring. And by not springing forward, our sunrises and sunsets would be an hour earlier than they typically are, all the way from March until November, when we typically set the clocks back an hour. So in Chicago, the earliest sunrise that we get, that's in June, is around 5:15. So our sunrise in June would be around 4:15 in the morning. The sunset at its latest is around 8:30, also in June. So the sunset time would be about 7:30. So that means the latest sunset that we would have all year would be around 7:30 instead of 8:30. So if you're thinking, well, I like the later sunsets in summer, I don't want that. The other side is if you kept daylight saving time and we never had standard time in winter, that would mean you do get later sunsets in winter. So sunset time would be more like 5:15 p.m. instead of 4:15 p.m. But the sun wouldn't rise until after 8:30, and in some cities, especially in higher latitudes, sunrise wouldn't be closer to 9:15 or even 9:30 in the morning. There's also an economic impact here, because you have places that maybe get more business, restaurants, shops. People want to be out, and if you can stay out in the warm summer months an hour later while there's still daylight, that helps businesses too. So which would you prefer? Do you want to keep it the way it is? Would you rather get rid of daylight saving time and keep standard time all year, or would you rather keep standard time and get rid of daylight saving time?
Even though that was a great point about the jobs being able to stay open a little later, like, there's people living out on the street, bro. There are people that can't get disability, and there's real problems, bro. Who cares? Leave this alone. Like, I don't understand.
What does that have to do with this?
What do you mean? Like, why are we switching? Why are you worrying about switching the hours in the daytime and throw people off at the different sunset? That's not a concern that we need to. Like, I appreciate when I'm like, oh damn, I got me an extra. I'm cool with that. Let leave well enough alone, bro. Why is he messing with something that ain't?
No, see, I disagree with you, and I disagree with staying with the standard time, because nobody wants the sun to go down earlier, and no one wants the sun rising at 4 o'clock in the morning during the summer. No one wants that. It's already starting to keep your house cool, bro.
You see the sunrise at 4 o'clock in the morning?
It will, if we stay at standard time. What they're saying is they're going to get rid of daylight savings time, and we're going to stay in the time that we are in right now.
Whoa, hold up. Time out.
Are you understanding it now?
I mean, maybe, because because this time it gets dark really quick now. You feel me?
Where we're gonna stay.
Yeah.
So, because I felt like last year it didn't get dark this quick. So you're saying, I get it now.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a coincidence that I was like, maybe I just didn't notice that it was getting darker.
And I'm sorry, shouldn't this be left to like a vote of the American people if we're going to make this decision?
But
like,
how many people are actually going to vote on it? Like, do you really think
I would? I don't even vote, but I would vote for this. I would show up all day long. I would be out there picketing, encouraging people to vote my way. No, we cannot have this happen. I'm very upset by this. If we have to go all summer with these hours that we're dealing with right now for the rest of our lives, It's unacceptable. We can go to daylight savings time and stay there. I'm cool with that.
So you're saying 10 years from now, the sunrise will be like 2 a.m. if we keep it the same?
No. I mean, if that's the case, we have all sorts of other problems. The Earth's rotation has changed. That's an issue.
No, I keep it the same.
Yeah, I think keep it the same. But still, I mean, it ain't.
They almost got me though. They almost got me because if the whole winter thing, like staying brighter, I hate driving in the snow, and I hate driving in the snow, and it's dark. Give me a little bit more time, and I might have done it, but I get the repercussions of it, so I'm gonna have to say against it.
Now, right, and I mean the whole concept is an ancient concept anyway. You know, it had to do with like farmers' kids being able to help out during certain seasons and the sun coming up at certain times, so they were able to like. We don't need that anymore. Like farmers, they can adjust, and we most of us are not farmers. There are not coming up as farmers there used to be.
So if they change it like this, they were like sometimes the sun will come up at like 7:30. Like why would the sun? Why you want the sun to come up at 7:30, bro? It's too late.
I'm also always confused by like, okay, so we go from daylight savings to standard time in the winter, and the day before we make that change, the sun goes down at 8 o'clock. The day after we make that change, when it goes an hour back, the sun goes down at 5 o'clock. Like the math doesn't math there.
Sorry, guys. So sorry. Okay.
Real star rapper rants right there.
Yeah, bro.
That's completely sorry.
No, yeah, I feel like this year. I ain't gonna lie, I love that the switch happened because with me doing the acting thing, they're like, all right, the scenes that you and Coop got, they're gonna be at night. So we would have to do. Oh well, that's that.
Can't finish it. It's done.
Third topic.
It's over then. It's over. Somebody gonna want you.
Damn right.
That's amazing relation.
Work day.
He played the part so well too. Like each one's perfect.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna
I'm just gonna work things out, my baby.
Damn right.
I was just playing. I was just joking, boo. Look at it.
Like how you submerged back.
Right.
We gonna see what's going on. Hey, boo. He gonna play with you. Hey.
I love that.
Yo, this is the truest display like of how that happens. Mm-hmm. I know for a fact on so many levels, personal level and on the other side. And I will admit to almost being caught up and I call all those other guys that were standing out there waiting. I like to call them Homeland Security. That's what they are. They're Homeland Security. And I almost fell into being a part of Homeland Security. There's a friend of mine that I knew was like extra cool, but got with somebody else first. You feel me? And I was like, all right. But I saw the dude was a douchebag, and I was just right there. I was like, you know what? Let me just be. And then I had to think, I'm like, dang, I'm being Homeland Security. So I backed off. And, I'm glad I backed off because now I got my queen, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? And it's her birthday today. Shout out to the queen, Mrs. Ninth, one of the happy birthday, baby. You feel me? Happy birthday. But yeah, it's
I need you to elaborate on the Homeland Security thing. Like where did that come from?
So you already know what Homeland Security it is, you know what I'm saying? So just the same way how these dudes are, he got his girl or whatever, but all of these dudes, they're making sure like, all right, as soon as he mess up, as soon as he's done, we coming into, and that's what it was. As soon as he's like, I'm out of here, you notice they pulled up quick. No time went by. They was ready to execute. So
why did you back off instead of pursuing it?
So I backed off because I didn't, because I'm not in that relationship. Just I'm from the outside looking in. I don't know what it actually is. So the only thing I'm being right now is a hater. I'm like, I'm wishing bad on this dude. I'm praying
this is
for his
only negative
downfall.
feeling, bro. This ain't right.
Not leaving no room for maybe, they go through something to where he becomes a better man, and
that's self-aware, bro. That's
you know what I'm saying. So I was like, I needed to back off.
Leslie,
I feel like it works out. Like, I feel like it could relate to men as well. Like, I've seen some instances where my friends, their female friends, they're waiting. They're waiting until that breakup happens.
Oh yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay. So I saw a video. Steve Harvey was talking about he has no female friends because he doesn't believe that men can be friends with women if they are, and the woman's in a relationship. They're just waiting for their turn, waiting for their chance or whatever. I mean, I disagree with that. But do you all agree with that?
Yeah, no, I disagree with that.
Yeah, like I don't agree with that just because all until recently, well, not recently, for a couple of years, but I've always had male friends, and it wasn't. I never had a problem with that with a significant other. They understood, they trusted me, but it wasn't until I got with Ty that he got really upset about it, and it's past experiences that made him apprehensive towards having male friends. You can always tell in the beginning of like, are we just friends or are they kind of like waiting their turn? Right. Yeah, I don't keep those type of people around me. Like I've had the same.
Exactly.
What are some red flags to know they're like a person that's waiting around?
They compliment you a lot, right?
That's one. They're always checking the status of how everything going.
Exactly. Like, oh, how are you doing with so and so, right?
Okay.
Like I think those are
so they're not trying to hide it. Like
no. And it's like you can pick up on that energy, right?
Yep.
I hate using the word energy, but you know what I mean.
I mean, if I was with you, I would done, but that ain't me, bro.
See, honestly though, I feel like it's opposite for guys. I feel like it's when you get in a relationship as a guy that everybody comes.
No, it's both. It ain't opposite. It's both.
No, I will say
as soon as you get in one,
women that try to hit on Ty when we got together was ridiculous. Mm-hmm. It pissed me off.
Yep.
That's all I'll say.
Oh, all right. So this next topic it's a heavy one, bro, and it's a crazy story. It's a really crazy story. Let's go ahead and run that.
The man who robbed a bank to save his daughter's life was sentenced to 25 years in prison. In August, Brian Randolph walked into a Vibe credit union in South Lyon, Michigan, and handed the clerk a note demanding money. The note showed that he had a shotgun hidden in his clothes and demanded that he hand it over all the credit union's money. The clerk complied, and an emergency call was made to the police. The store was not damaged. Police immediately called in surveillance, identified Brian Randolph as a suspect, and arrested him. At the time of the arrest, Brian's family cried and claimed that their 1-year-old daughter had retinoblastoma and that her insurance had been abruptly dropped. So Brian robbed a credit union to pay for her medical bills. In court, Randolph said,
"All I can think about is my daughter. I never harmed no one. I'm not a bad person at all."
The judge said, but harshly rebutted Randolph.
"You send me all these letters, and you tell me what a wonderful guy you're not. You're not, you're a bank robber."
What do you think about Randolph being sentenced to 25 years in prison for the father of his daughter?
Oh, this is freaking.
So he did rob a bank.
Yep.
To rob a bank, so that does make him a criminal.
Yep.
I don't like the way the judge made that comment about you're not a good person, you're a bank robber.
At all.
But he did commit a crime. I understand why he did it, and there's that empathy behind it, but you still committed a crime, and unfortunately, you have to pay for your crime. So it's really sad, though. Like I get it, but. Yeah,
it is. It sucks because it was like, all right, if you knew this was the one window you had to attempt to save your daughter's life, would you do it knowing there's a chance you would get locked up? I know I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, exactly.
But I also understand that you doing the time. Like everybody wants to hold the Robin Hood thing, and it's cool that he stole from the rich and gave to the poor, but Robin Hood's a thief. At the end of the day, still a freaking thief. You know what I'm saying? Even though his intentions may have been great. You feel me?
But like the worst part is that he got caught. So he wasn't necessarily able to help his child.
Exactly. That's one. The video didn't say anything about what happened to the money. It's not like you rob a bank, you get caught, and it's like you can keep the money, but you're going to go to prison. Like they take the money back too. That's not your money.
Unless you hid it and gave it to someone, which I don't think he probably.
I mean, there's no way
I don't think he got caught right away.
I mean, they.
Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Probably had enough time to give it to whoever he gave it to give, because they showed her. The little girl, so she was clearly out of the hospital when they showed her. So I don't know if that was like footage of her before the thing or not, but
and
it's a
I don't know.
situation.
This, especially considering it was the healthcare lapse that didn't cover it and everything, this absolutely, makes me think about the whole Luigi Mangione situation. And I still stand by what I've said before on the show about I don't think that his actions, I mean, they were understandable but not justified. Yeah. I think that pretty much, all crime except for rape and murder, I think, are potentially justifiable. Now, it doesn't mean that you should be allowed to do it. Like Leslie said, he robbed a bank and he should be punished for that. But I feel like circumstances should affect the severity of the crime. You know what I mean? Like, if it's not one of the other two crimes.
Yeah, like nobody got hurt.
No.
But, right. Like I don't know if they investigated to like, all right, so the shotgun loaded? Like, because if it was loaded and he felt there was a situation where he potentially could have like had to use it, then I can understand the severity. But if they were able to investigate enough to see that it wasn't loaded, he didn't intend to hurt nobody, it was the intention to scare, still be a punishment. But it's tough. It truly is.
I would say there's definitely a way that you can justify the actions. Of course, like he was trying to save his kid.
Yeah.
But you have to be leery about that, because if we chose every single way of like empathizing with the criminal,
exactly,
you have a lot more problems there.
Yeah. Big time. Because I was just thinking there are so many situations where someone could use that type of excuse and really they want to get this money.
Exactly.
So
so
that kid is gonna grow up hating the system. I'll tell you that right now, bro. Like that's predisposition for a problem. Like that.
Yeah, or depending on who's in the ear, hating him. It's crazy the way it is crazy the way certain things work. I know a bunch of amazing dudes that are trying their best to be in their kid's life. The mother won't let them, and it sucks that the kid, because of what's in their ear, then gets the chance to talk to the dad and tell them how much they don't appreciate him, and it's crazy.
No, for sure. Okay, and this topic is gonna be a good one, I think. Go ahead, Princess.
Some people want kids, some people don't want kids. I think a lot of people have kids before they even think about it. From what I've seen, honestly, you just are told, you go through life, you get married, you have kids. It's what happens. And me and my wife neither of us were like that, And honestly, the older we get, the more happy and reaffirmed we are with our choice to not have kids.
Yeah.
I have no issue with people who decide they don't want to have them, because I believe that people are going to continue to hump like bunny rabbits, and they're going to so many mistakes are going to be created on this world regardless.
You're a mistake.
Yeah, so many mistakes. I am a proud mistake. You feel me? I'm a proud mistake.
Did your siblings tell you that you were a mistake throughout your childhood?
No, I probably said it to them, but yeah. One thing that was crazy that people laughed at, me and my brother will argue. We'll be like calling each other names, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're super black." I'm like, "Your mama's super black." It was like we got the same mom, so like.
Now, Leslie, you're the only one of us that doesn't have kids. So do you and Ty want to have kids?
There was a point that we didn't want to have kids, or marriage. So we didn't have good examples of either. Like good childhood issues within it. And then we got married, and then on our honeymoon, I said, "Hey, I want to have kids." And he was like, "Oh shit. Okay." I would love to have kids, but we understand what we'd lose. So, which is why we're working as hard as we can right now. So we may never be ready for kids, but we can at least financially be a little bit better than where we are today.
So freaking good. I love that mindset. That's why that's my sister. You feel me? Because that's such a great mindset to have. And you people out there, y'all need to freaking take notes. First off, just send her money on the Cash App. You feel me? And really take notes with that in your life too. Like people who think about getting married one day, dudes, bust your behind to be prepared to, if you know your lifestyle is like, I could be a husband right now if I wanted to be, even when you're not. So when you get there, you're not struggling.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
still
best
get
approach
comments about it, like holidays. They're always asking if when are we going to have kids, and I have to express to them every single time, we may not be ready, we may never fully be ready for kids, but we can at least financially be more stable. And my mom finally is understanding that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad thing no matter how you look at it.
No, like I would say the one concern, and this might getting a little bit deeper, but the health issues that I have, I worry that it may be passed down to the kids, and that scares us. That really,
no, that's totally understandable. Honestly, my daughter, she fully intends to adopt when she's older. She has no desire to have kids because of the history of mental illness in her family and the severity of it in her bloodline. You know, she's my stepdaughter, and she just doesn't want to continue that curse on, is the way she sees it. And you know, speaking of that, like, she is my stepdaughter. I never had kids of my own. And I first of all, I mean, I've had her since she was a year old, so I don't feel like I really like missed out on any of those. I missed out on the really annoying first year where you just don't sleep. So I kind of got out easy. But I don't know. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. And like when Danny and I first got together, like 4 or 5 years ago, whatever it was, you know, she had always had the desire for kids, never did with her ex. And we kind of talked about it, and it was really like, we had to come to the realization that, like, first of all, you know, we're too old, man. Like we're mid-30s, and it's just, I wanted, it's not too old, but it's too old. I want the rest of my life. I don't want to spend the next 18 years with those requirements on me. And I don't know. She kind of struggled with it at first, but we've both gotten to the place where it's like, we're happy together, and this is the rest of our life, man. That's cool. We're not missing anything.
Yeah.
Straight up. Dope combo.
This topic for you, man. It's they're leaving me out on this topic, but let's go.
Let's go.
Africa's begging black Americans to come back to Africa in something called reverse immigration. Started by the small country of Ghana, they're offering free citizenship and free land to black Americans that migrate back home. Many other countries such as South Africa followed through with this, and it's actually working. In 2024, over 40,000 Africans from England came back home to Ghana, and over 20,000 Americans left America for Ghana. And with Donald Trump winning the presidency, many more black Americans are going back home, because one-way flights to Africa have gone up 2,000% since the election, with many of them citing racism as a number one factor to coming back home. Ghana's in particular is the largest, called the Ghana Homecoming Project. But the government saw that more immigrants were leaving than coming in, and in 50 years the country's population was going to be pretty much down to the thousands. But weirdly, they only wanted black immigrants to come back into the country and excluded white immigrants from some of the perks, which includes free land, education, and sometimes money grants for children born.
I have something to say real quick. Why did you automatically say these two can speak on it?
I didn't say I can't speak on it. I said I'm being left out of this one. I'm not included in this offer here.
Because he's not. He can't go.
Right. I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed in Ghana. They don't want me there.
I thought you were saying like only these two can speak, and I'm like, hold up, what do you mean? This is Rapid Rants.
No, but for real, like, I don't know. It's not like the worst idea to me, you know, like if I were included in it, I mean, damn, like free land, free money for kids, like that's a pretty sweet deal they're offering.
Yeah, that is a sweet deal. I'm conflicted because it's like, do you want some of these Americanized hoodlums over there destroying our damn motherland? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I know a whole lot of them don't need to be over there. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, it's
I couldn't do it. Nope.
Well,
it's like,
you know, You know what else I'm wondering, Leslie? You married a white guy.
My point.
How would this work? Like, if he's married to you, like, can he reap benefits?
Whoa. Well, if I was gonna go back, I would go back to my original, like I'm first generation American. I'd go back to Dominican Republic. I would stay with my family because Dominican Republic, people are walking around with machetes. It's not a very safe area at all. At all. Like at all. So
every episode she dropped hints on why everything I say is true.
Listen, I'm telling you of how it works there. That's all I'm saying. Like, you know why those resorts tell you to stay in those resorts? Because there's a reason why.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dr. Umar, and he's Pan-African, and he he's popular on social media, especially these days with all this the talks and things he has, and he's pro-black, and I love how pro-black he is, but I be feeling like sometimes it's like it's like over the top, like black people are disgracing their race if they get with the white people, and it's like and he presents it like it's no issue against the white. If you want to bunny hop, just know that I have no issue with the white person, but you're destroying and you're being disgraceful to our black people, because at the end of the day their ancestors are racist, and it's like, and you can't have people like Eminem benefiting off of the culture. And it's like because once, even though he has the ultimate black card, but once he gets pulled over, he can throw that away and he got his white card. And it's like, I'm like, I hear you, but it's like, ugh.
I think what I want to know more about is that people, African Americans, will like go over there, right? But just because it's like potentially free land, grants, all of that, education, what makes you think your life will be better there?
It'd be different. I mean, look,
very different.
I would invite different problems now. You know what I mean? Like at the point that we're at, we've been dealing with so much nonsense in America.
I've been able to maneuver through the nonsense. At least I understand like the different laws, policies, the life that I have. We're golden. I don't know what I would put myself. I don't know what I'd be walking into.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we adapt to everything, So I feel like we'll be okay. But I was just gonna say that not everybody will be able to adapt to everything.
Now, hold on. Before we move on, I did see a video that said that there is one living president who is not a descendant of slaves or slave owners. Who do y'all think that is?
I was gonna say Abraham Lincoln, but I don't know.
He's living president, former president,
and is not a descendant of slave owners.
That is not a descendant of slave owners.
I don't know why. I believe the answer is Donald Trump.
It is, bro.
No way.
It is Donald Trump is the only one.
I believe it.
That's surprising.
Okay. Let's move on to the last topic.
That's surprising. I love this one.
Never have your dog sleep in your bed. What happens is when your dog is in your bed with you, they see you as a resource that needs to be protected. And that's why oftentimes you'll have experiences with the dog barking, growling, and protecting things. What I would advise doing is teaching your dog to sleep in a crate by only feeding it in the crate. And once you can successfully do that and you no longer have those behaviors, revisiting the sleeping in the bed. So I would.
So wait, nope. But before you answer, because I gotta make sure his context is right. So he's saying, don't sleep in the bed, put them in the crate, so ultimately they can sleep in the bed
because of the protective resources like barking and potentially
fighting. They won't be as on high alert if they're just sleeping in the crate.
So why won't he just say, all right, don't have them automatically sleep in the bed yet? It's like,
that's like what train them in the crate first and then make it a monthly treat to sleep in a bed.
I know people that only allow their animals to come into the house on the weekends. Like they're outside, like they're outside animals, outside dogs.
The good old days, man. I used to have Rottweilers, bro. Like we got them in the doghouse. They in the yard. You feel me?
No, I love cuddling. She's my baby.
Yeah. Okay. So Leslie, you've spoken before about how your dog, and you got a big old dog, sleeps right between you and your husband, right?
Yeah, she does.
I bet she'd be nice and warm, especially when it's
so
cold.
Toasty. And then like, if we're able to pull it off, because she loves being in the middle, I might be able to put her to sleep on my side. But no, she doesn't bark. Well, I know you heard her bark there for a minute.
Man, Ty can't sneak nothing in.
She just wanted my attention. But no, I can't get rid of that. No,
man, I couldn't do it. I'm not a dog person, never have been a dog person. You missed the episode where we talked about that, so we might bring that up in a second, Leslie.
Yes.
But I'm sorry, dogs smell. They smell. Even you could give them a bath, and like 4 hours later, if you pet them, your hand has that dog smell. It smells.
I mean,
like
it depends on the dog. It depends on the dog.
I would
though.
say every dog I've ever been in contact with leaves that smell.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the dog.
Wait till you meet my dog.
Speaking of someone who's owned a fair amount, not all of them have the smell. Not all.
How do you prevent? Is it just like constant bathing,
or the certain type of shampoos you use? You know, there are ways to get past it. So yeah, like I know there are couples that used to. I don't know why so many people come to me like a freaking marriage counselor, and my track record is horrible because all of them divorced or broken up. But it's not because I'm terrible. It's because they don't take the advice. But one of their main arguments was, "Oh, she doesn't like my dog," and she's like, "Because the dog stinks." I'm like, "Well, get some shampoo for the freaking dog." I'm sure they have shampoo for that type of dog, but they never did, and they split up. And you know,
wow, that's a hell of a reason to split up, bro. Like,
I don't think it was the reason, but it definitely was a big one.
No, but I've known, like, there was articles saying that whatever would break up with the person if they didn't like their dog or their cat.
Yeah,
like if they don't like your dog, you're not going to be together. Simple as that.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I am so relieved that I get along with my girlfriend's cat because I wouldn't put it past her to like make that a deal breaker. Yeah, we have cats. Yeah, I like cats. I'm a cat person. Everything y'all are talking about with the shampoo, certain kinds of shampoo, how much shampoo, that is one of the 100 reasons why I would never own a dog. It is too much work. It's too much responsibility. Going back to the last conversation, I'd rather have a kid.
Well, I will say that was probably the hardest times because we got her at 8 weeks old, and Tyler and I were at each other's necks because we couldn't sleep. She wasn't potty trained. I was like, yo, if this is what having kids is like, we're fucked. But I think we've matured a little bit more since then. But I was like, we can't have kids. This is bad.
That's again, self-awareness. That's wonderful. There's nothing wrong with that realization, and that's a great way to realize it. Better than having a kid and realizing, wait, we fucked up. We're not here yet.
Hey, look, sometimes you can't avoid that. Imagine the Menendez parents. I mean, they never thought their kids would blow them off the face of the earth.
Y'all got your questions?
Freak! You go first.
I'm not going first.
Yep. You going first, buddy.
I think we're going to end the episode there.
Dang, nobody ain't got questions, bro.
Fine. Okay, ready? No, I don't know anything. Oh my God.
I don't know anything.
I didn't think about this.
All right, so. All right.
All right. Okay, here. Going back, similar question to my very first question when I asked if there's more eyes or legs in the world. Do you think there are more doors or windows in the world?
Windows.
Windows.
Why?
There's multiple windows in a house. There might be a few doors, but there's typically more windows than there are doors in a house.
Big facts.
True. And a car too.
Let's ask your.
That's kind of what I was trying to get to. Is asking Blaze's magic.
Whatever
app
that thing is, Gemini or whatever it's called.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can't confirm nor deny the assistant.
All right, fine. I'll ask my assistant.
Yeah, ask yours.
Hey Siri. Are there more doors or windows?
Generally, you are going to have more windows to replace compared to doors. Consequently,
wait, what?
A home remodel is probably going
to replace? It didn't even answer
Wow.
the question.
Good
Wow.
job, Siri. Good
Right,
job.
fuck you, Siri.
All right, so I'm gonna need your help. Are there more windows than doors, or more doors than windows? Let's see what she got to say.
Nothing at the moment.
Thought experiments, because honestly, there isn't a definite answer available. But let's break it down based on what we can consider. 1. Buildings. Most buildings, homes and offices, tend to have more doors than windows. Think about the interior doors leading to rooms, closets, etc., compared to the windows typically found only on external walls. 2. Cars and transport. Vehicles have more doors than windows, considering each car typically has at least 4 doors, but fewer windows that don't surpass that number, counting windshields and rear windows too. 3. Global perspective. On a massive scale, it gets complicated considering skyscrapers with many windows versus residences with more doors, including cupboards, cabinets, etc.
We're counting them?
Ultimately, it may depend on the context you're thinking about. Buildings might lean towards more doors, while some urban architectures might have extensive window designs. It's all part of that guessing game.
Huh.
What the fuck is that AI, bro? What is that?
I cannot confirm nor deny.
Damn. Those were 3 different scenarios. That's wild.
Yeah.
It's a
great
good,
question.
Man.
Siri,
yeah, right?
up.
Better question than I thought it was.
All right, I need a question of the day for my show. So can you provide an entertaining and intriguing question of the day?
What the fuck?
Hey, look, I can't think of one.
Absolutely. Let's hook your audience with a question that'll get them buzzing. How about this? If you could have a magical remote control that lets you pause, rewind, or fast forward time just once in your life, which would you choose and when would you use it? This question definitely sets the imagination on fire, prompting folks to think creatively about pivotal moments or dreams they have.
That's a good question.
It is a good question.
I would pause this moment, not this moment, but like I'd pause it for a second just to like kind of soak it all in. Then fast forward, how old am I? 28. Fast forward 5 years from now, see where we are. I would love to see how I am in 5 years.
And then we'll rewind.
And then we'll go back and then be like,
Back to-
oh, wow, okay, this is what I have to look forward to. Keep going.
That's fire.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer because like
so good.
I feel like I fully believe that I'm gonna be in a much better position in every way in 5 years. And to be able to see that would just encourage me to like stay on my path. You know what I mean?
Imagine if you look 5 years in your freaking prison.
Homeless, bro.
What happened?
It's like, can you change it from there? Can you do anything
Homeless,
different, or is that just
homeless,
guaranteed?
back with your ex? Like, wait, what?
Oh, that's brutal.
God, I'll just give up, man. I would find
like
a
there's
whole
no more
climb in that
rewind.
and never come out, bro. That's it.
And it's crazy. That'll lead you to that.
Self-fulfilling prophecies.
Dang. Pause a moment.
Are you gonna ask for an answer to its question?
Right?
How would you answer this question?
You have to use that.
I'm gonna be creeped out if it has a memory it will go back to.
If I had a magical remote control, I'd choose to pause time. Just imagine all the things you could do with a single pause. You could have extra moments to enjoy a perfect sunset, contemplate choices without the rush, or simply catch extra Z's when those deadlines loom large. A moment of calm in the chaos of life sounds like a superpower all on its own. How about you? What would you choose?
That's big facts.
If you took your one chance to pause life to get a few hours extra sleep, bro, you've made a horrible decision.
Right?
You don't deserve the remote.
Let me get that remote. Like, check it out.
Really? You wouldn't want the extra sleep?
Go to bed
bro.
earlier.
If I could use it
Be
one time.
responsible.
I mean, I feel you. I agree. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yeah, you're right. You're right.
No.
You're right. That would be. All right. So if you had a magic remote control, hold on one second. If you had a magic remote control and you could pause, rewind, or fast forward time, like what would you do?
I want him to fast forward to answer my question if he's having pancakes.
You don't gotta answer. You don't have to answer loud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what would you do? All right, so no rewinding. Would you want to pause or fast forward? Yep.
I can come back.
Fast forward and be like, oh, I'm a bum. What decisions did I make? Exactly. Facts. But see, that's the scary part. So imagine you fast forward, right? And you say, okay, I see that I'm going to do everything in my power not to get there, but that's what leads you.
That's right.
Yeah.
There.
No,
what,
you know,
what was
and
the name of that movie? Click? Was that what it was called?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That was
such a dope movie.
It's
Such a
the
great
having the
concept.
one chance to do it that's really messing me up, because like I feel like I would have that remote for my entire life, and it, you know, I'd be like my happiest moment that I'm pretty sure this is the moment, but I don't think I could bring myself to put that pause button. You know, like yeah, what if in 10 minutes I'm happier than this and I miss that chance? Like I don't know. It would be
on
too much pressure.
The deciding something. But sometimes a decision comes and you're like, you don't got time to truly think it through.
I just want to fast forward to 5 years because I want to see if we made it to where we can't have kids. Because that's our 5-year mark. Being ourselves 5 years. I just want to know, are we going to be able to have kids in 5 years or not?
You know what's crazy is you can do that and you'll see that you have a 4-year-old that's completely horrifically bad, and then you'll be like, I don't want to have kids. But
on this,
you know, you wait a year later and he's the best kid in the world because y'all went through some kind of craziness. So yeah, it's always sucks, bro. It always sucks.
All right. Well, this has been an awesome episode, even though we stumbled through the question section. But, you know, Blaze's magic AI saved the day. It's true. It's true. But yeah, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, do all the things that we want you to do. You can catch us every single Friday at 3 p.m. EST on
the most prestigious network in the land, the Signature Series Network.